So I applied for apprenticeship and I started here in December. I'm very actively engaged in managing the greenhouse, which is about a half an acre. We've been growing spinach, claytonia, mosh, lots of different salad greens, and some root vegetables like turnips, radishes, and carrots. The food that we've been harvesting this winter has been going to Blue Hill and then 2 other restaurants in town, and also to our monthly farmers markets. The types of plants that we've been growing in the greenhouse this winter vary a little bit from what we grow in the summer. These plants are cold hardy, so they can withstand cooler temperatures.
In the winter, that space is supplemented with propane heat, but during sort of the darkest months of the year, January and February, the growth really slows down in that space, and so its production really slows down, and that's why the field is a good space to utilize.
This is all spinach. This is Bordeaux spinach. We grow about 5 different varieties under tunnel. That's what it looks like. We're averaging about 80 pounds, I think, per tunnel. And each one of these bins, full comfortably, is about 10 pounds. So 8 to 10 bins per tunnel. That's about a pound a foot.
So as far as labor goes outside in that system, there's no weeding, there's really no particular cultivation, no watering. We plant them throughout October and we see that yield come in all the way from January to April. Why don't we do 2 and 2 to restaurant and the rest to market? I'm picking leeks, little baby leeks really right now. They got transplanted sort of late in the fall. And we'll pick them just as like little pencil leeks, like that size, and they'll use them whole as best as they can. Some of these little pearl onions too. We also have full-size leeks in the field, but these baby ones tend to be a little more exciting to the chefs right now. Seems it's almost a sort of an early spring treat.
As someone that works with plants, I often have seasonal employment, and winter is always kind of a big question mark. And sometimes I go south to a warmer climate, but with these farming techniques, I was able to stay in the Northeast and kind of see what winter food production looks like.
We can grow 365 days out of the year. We can spread our workload out throughout the year, that we can keep all of our markets satisfied. And then from a marketing perspective, it helps because we're producing things during a time of year where most other farms aren't. And so our competition is less. The demand is a lot higher because people have a harder time finding those things. And it's something that we feel we can easily expand.
I'd say we probably triple or quadruple our production each year out there.
with spinach production, and which was huge this year. We had about 3,000 pounds of spinach out of the field. Well over 1,000 pounds of parsnips that I guess that we grew on a very small block of parsnips, but those just got harvested. And we are likely going to double that crop some. It's worthwhile when you start to see like beds and beds and beds full of spinach without ever having to really touch them. I mean, like literally, it's a lot more productive. Not so much over time, but more productive as far as what kind of energy we need to put into something like spinach underneath tunnels in the field. It seems to me every year that we never use that winter ground as productively as we could, so each year we continue to ramp up the production outside.
Working in the tunnels is definitely exhilarating because you're sort of defying the weather and the environment in a way. Crawling into a tunnel that has steam rising out of the soil when it's 20 degrees and snowy outside is a pretty cool feeling.
The feeling of actually working with the soil and seeding and watching things grow when the rest of the outdoor environment is dormant has been really satisfying for me. The first radishes that I planted in December took a long time to grow, but the first time I harvested one, I pulled out this ruby red round radish, and outside there was a huge snowstorm going on. So seeing that like beautiful red in contrast with the white landscape, and then biting into the radish and just this like white sparkling flesh was just like the most satisfying feeling. It was delicious.